was I thinking of? I don't think it was something that I was going to badmouth. Ooh, no. Oh, I have. I got. And we are technically live, but this isn't going to be on the edited version. But this is for anyone who's watching it live. I got an interesting email. It. I got an email from brewer at bayoffundybrewing.com. But it was a very strange message. Basically, it was from Matt, the brewer, who I think is still
Yeah.
technically the brewer of Bay of Fundy Brewing, and he basically he outlined that, hey, if you got any email from us saying we wanted to partner up on a project, just ignore that. We got something got slipped up, and I don't think it was hacked, but they lost control of the email for a blip, and some emails got sent around asking for partnership. So if you get one, just ignore that. And I didn't get one, so I don't know if I didn't make the hackers hot list of who's impressive and what.
You feel insulted.
Not so much, but what I felt happy that Matt was still there and he still had control of the thing. So I just wrote back and said, "Hey Matt, no, I didn't get one from you. Don't worry about me. I'm not worried about that. But it's nice to see that you're still at that email address. Looking forward to hearing good stuff from Bay of Fundy. I'm not snooping for info. Don't tell me what the happy haps is. I'm blissfully, I remain blissfully ignorant, and I'm just waiting with bated breath as to the future of Bay of Fundy Brewing. But despite that, I thought I cleaned this glass, but this is absolutely the filthiest glass here. But that's fine. See if you can, yeah, I'll mention who. That's much bigger. Anywho, if you're all set, how are you?
I'm good.
Proper. Lovely. Something in me throat. I am Ross, and joining me is, of course, my co-host Ian, and together trying to pop a few out of maybe the older side of the collection, we were attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. This is a conversation that we have pretty often where we say, how long has that one been in there? So these are some that have been in there for a bit, and mostly because when you've got one called a Bock, I think we've had a Doppelbock before. We've had one or two Bock, but there's really not very often does a Bock come by and you get to, I mean, not very often does a pineapple wheat beer come by either, or an amber. So
I know.
went through. So okay, let's toss these out of here and see what's going on. The quick overview: Bock beer is a strong, malty, traditionally dark German lager with an alcohol content usually ranging from 5.3 to 7.5. That would be nice, but this is a very, I don't want to say a weak Bock, but it's definitely a lower ABV Bock here. And sadly, it is not only coming in at a 5.5. It's in a small can, and there's no description of it anywhere. I can't find a description online. There is a chance that the Bock Bock is from maybe last summer. I think it might still be on the menu. I believe I still see it in the menu up there at Sea Level Brewing, Millstone Harvest Brew House up in Sheffield Mills, just up the way. This is the Bock Bock, which I assume is a Bock because it doesn't tell you any other friggin' thing about it. It was reviewed by a new NB Beer, and they called it a red.
Oh.
And I'm like,
oh,
huh.
Okay.
But I think they've had it since and called it a Bock. But it's a Bock. It's a Weizenbock. Has a rating on Untapped. There's little bits of a light take on the German-style Bock. Smooth notes of honey. Light take because I guess it's a 5.5 and a 355 milliliter can. Sea Level is it about the small, either the small cans for their regular beers, but if you want to get one of their imperial barrel aged whatnots, then you have to buy an enormous bottle of it. That's one way to do it.
By the way, you started off also by saying, unfortunately, it's only a 5.5, and you must be Canadian. Because no one else would precede the word 5.5 with only.
Here's the
unless you were a Canadian.
here's the thing: when the description of what a traditional Bock beer is says this is usually a malty thing between 6.5 and 7.5, and my mind sort of goes ooh, and then my mouth says oh yes, and then it comes out and it's a 5.5. I think, oh, it was.
All right. Well, seeing as you've already had 3 brandy and cokes, maybe that's a good thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I see. I'm glad you opened yours first.
My Bock Bock just blew
Exploded.
the hell up.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, mine's been here the same length of time as yours,
Oh, dear.
and I have to say, look at it. It is bulging
It is.
at the ring pull.
Well,
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do this over the deck,
that's a
over the
solid
side of the
plan.
deck. It is. It sounds like I'm on a ship. I shall have to do it over the side of the deck into the water. So hang on a second, and maybe I can just lean here. And
Oh,
I did bring
dear.
some.
Oh,
I did
my.
bring some kitchen towel as well, just in case this did happen. Because, like you said, these have been here a goodly long time.
Yeah, tonight's the one night I
Yeah.
forgot to bring a kitchen towel with me. So
Oh, that's
basically,
unfortunate.
I'll tell you what, the explosion, the outward explosion, it smells great. It does smell quite tasty. Pardon me once while I go and collect the paper towel from over here. Just one sec.
Oh, oh, mine was way better. Yeah, no, you must have been splashing around with yours because mine was a little lively, but
So-
nothing extraordinary. It does smell good.
Things I needed to clean up here include me, my floor, my desk, my microphone. Pretty much.
Is this your first rodeo, Ross?
It's not even my first explosion. This does remind me greatly of the time that James and I cracked open the Donair beer of
Oh yeah.
very
Yep.
very famous, and it was very explosive.
They never brought that back, did they?
I've never asked.
Because it was only one time that's
It's
yeah, it's only one time that someone dropped the kebab into the beer, so they weren't going to try and recreate it every time they did a batch.
it's probably the kind of thing where if you ask them if anyone ever wanted that one to come back, they said no, it's not come up.
No.
It wasn't.
Nice idea.
Certainly wasn't sought after in any shape or form. Oh right, here we go.
I know you've got lots of foam on yours because it just went all over the place. But if it didn't explode like it did, have a gander. Take a gander at my beer, mate.
Well,
which
again, it smells
mostly
wonderful.
is sweet, isn't it? It smells
Mm.
very sweet.
Well, like a good malty sweetness, you know.
Yeah, it smells good. I didn't put the beer in till into the fridge until quite late, so these aren't as cool as I'd like them to be on a hot summer's evening. I have to say, for supposedly lagerish beers. Yeah, I'd like these to be a little cooler, and it's still about 28 or 30 degrees, isn't it? So they're not cooling. They're not even staying at the temperature they are very long either. So I think we ought to do these in 5 minutes each. We'll be done by 15. About 8:15 we'll be finished.
That's
so
fair.
they don't all heat up. Yeah. Can you smell it then? I mean, it's all over your.
Oh yes,
desk
the
and-
whole
yeah.
base. Yes, this entire room is
Yeah.
definitely going to smell like that, which is good because the time that I exploded the Donair beer, it smelled terrible down here for a goodly long time. But
Okay.
I think this is going to do just fine. I should just
Yep.
come down here with a really good can of something that I like you know the North Brewing's Alternate Reality, and just shake it up, spray
Spray it
down the
around.
walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Like-
corner to corner.
Good idea. What could possibly go wrong? It might be a bit sticky, a little bit sticky from time to time down there. And probably no stickier than it is because you've got a 3-year-old.
True.
Excuse me. I'm waiting very patiently. It smells really good.
Yep. Mine, I managed to get the rest of it in the
Oh, you
glass.
got most of it in. Yep.
Says a little bit
Right.
here. There's something in the foam, I think.
Excuse me.
And then yeah, there's just a whole ton of. Oh boy.
Um,
Okay, hang on. I've absolutely soaked this small stack of paperwork here that I think I should probably do something
your
about.
bank bills.
There. I can fit
I've
over
got
there.
one of those buzzy things you see in a kebab shop. Actually, one of those things over the that you see over the rotating wonderfulness,
Oh,
whatever
those
that meat
those
is in a kebab.
I'm not even sure what
Yeah,
those are called. Like the Brittany, my wife likes to call them
I call
Bock
them zappers.
flies. I just call them the fast flies or the fast house flies. This is my word.
Oh, are we talking about the same thing? I'm talking about the bug zapper, the thing that lights up, and then the bugs go into it and they go
Ooh.
and die.
Oh, you've got one.
That thing. Oh yeah, it's hanging up here. It looks like a giant hornet's nest, is what it looks like. It's that kind of thing. Anyway, it's hanging up there because I'm expecting the flies to be a bit nasty this
Mm.
evening, and it's only, I would say, about 6 feet away from me. And so far, the only thing that's gone into there that I've heard go bzz lasted a goodly long time. I think it was a moth, and it took a long time to die.
It's a
Um,
chickadee.
it might have been a chickadee,
It's a
might be
seagull.
a chicken. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, no, no. There are things on the floor underneath it, and they are big. They're big things. There's no mosquitoes that I can see though yet.
When
They're all over me.
when and if someone plonks a Bock down in front of me, that's what I want it to look like. I think this is what it. If someone says it's a Bock, and then you look it up and it says, "All right, it's a darkened kind of ambery lager." Ooh, yum.
Mm,
Sort of a malt
mm,
forward. Still, definitely some sort of sweetened, even a.
mhm.
Yep, sweet smell off of it. Set, ready. This is gonna go down fast. I've lost most of it to the atmosphere.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you weren't kidding, Ross. You've just basically finished it. Yeah.
Well,
Excuse me.
wasn't a lot of it left.
Um, no.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, it's subtle. It's not dripping with flavour, I have to say.
No,
Thankfully, the really important thing is because they have been
it
around a
didn't
while.
spray all over your deck.
That's really. I was obviously concerned that we were going to be drinking 3 cans of gazpacho soup because they have been around a while, and we know what that can do to it can spoil the beer.
We do. It's
This
true.
is definitely not spoilt. But it's a very subtle, very very easy. I mean, ridiculously easy to drink. You just
Mm.
basically finished 2/3 of the can in one gulp. Um, there's not a terrific amount of flavour to it, but it's
What flavor there
pleasant.
is taste like you say. Yeah, it is. It's not bursting with flavor, but it is pleasant. So that
It's
I
pleasant.
I could sit down and have one after another of
Um,
that. I think.
it's what you're. So I guess we're both saying the same thing. It's extremely sessionable
Mm.
because it's not got anything crazy going on that's going to put you off or have you vomiting in 2 cans.
No.
Um, but so the lack of any real crazy character is probably its salvation, and this would be a pretty good session ale. I didn't want to stop. I was drinking it, thinking I'm enjoying this, but I'm not getting it. I think what I was doing also was searching while I was drinking. I was thinking, get more down me. So if I could maybe the more liquid I get down me, I'm going to get some flavour eventually.
Convince your taste buds that you're actually
Yeah.
swallowing
Uh-huh.
something. There
Uh-huh.
was a bit of that to it. I I would certainly drink the second one slower. I think it was a combination of I'm thirsty and I've
Yeah.
accidentally indulged in some rum and cokes before we started tonight. But so a few factors going on, and half the can is soaked into my pants and chair. But
Yeah. I
aside
love
from
that.
that,
I accidentally drank 3. It's like that. I've accidentally gone on holiday that they say in With Snail and I.
I had to send a text to my wife last night. She's in rehearsal for a show right now. Go see
Yep.
Strike at Putney Church, playing at the Wolfville's Al Whittle Theater this coming weekend and the
Oh,
following weekend. So try to get in to see that,
right.
to all of our listener. But she had just gone away, and so it was just myself, I guess, yeah, full grown daughter. She can vote, and my young son, who cannot vote. That's how I designate children. Either you can vote or you can't. So, and I was home last night, and I thought, oh, I'll just make some supper. What'll I do? And I thought to myself, well, and because my son will usually eat chicken of some kind.
Hmm.
He won't eat other, if I make like a pork something, he doesn't really like that. So I said, all right, we'll go easy. We'll make something with chicken, and my daughter likes rice. That was what I had in my mind. So I said, all right, fine. Well, we've got some of those. We've got some leftover breadcrumbs. They're up in the cupboard, and I don't use those. I might as well polish those off. And how do you add breadcrumbs to a piece of chicken? Well, you slice the chicken into, two small, like, so I took chicken breasts and I sliced them down the middle so they're a bit thinner, so that way they cook, a little crispier, a little quicker. So
Scalloped.
yeah, I cracked an egg because you gotta
Oh,
cover it in egg, and that helps the
yep.
breadcrumbs stick better. So egg, and then the
Yep.
breadcrumbs, and then put them in a pan, put in a little pan with a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of it. Boom. Actually, I mixed in some Montreal steak spice into the breadcrumbs. That's a trick from my mom. She's big. When in doubt, add Montreal steak spice to everything. So I did that. So it's kind
Hmm.
of battered in this slightly spicy, just generic breadcrumb stuff. Tossed that in the oven. Uh, did up the rice, and then as I was turning up the rice, I also fried up just some basic cheap vegetables. The vegetable medley, the bag, the frozen bag. Just chuck it in the pan with some oil, some pepper, some butter, and just do all that. Threw the rice in on top of that and cooked that up. And I served it, and it was just kind of there. And I served it out, and my daughter was saying, and she doesn't usually comment on food. She says, "What's for dinner?" And then she sort of goes, "Hmm." But the last, she says, "This is really good." And so I sent a message to my wife. I said, "I've accidentally made a really good supper when you're not here."
You've
I'm sorry.
accidentally done that. This has turned very quickly into a gastronomical
I
podcast as well as beer.
didn't mean to.
But,
I
uh, but
I
all those things now, and my mouth is watering because I haven't had supper since I
ooh.
came in from work, and now I think I might just go in, slice a piece of chicken
Mm,
halfway down the middle,
mm.
and find some breadcrumbs maybe lying around and then I think I've got some vegetables in the freezer. I might just maybe go. Oh, Montreal steak spice. That's
See,
good.
yeah,
I might just add that to it,
you
and
gotta
and
be
away I go.
knee deep in Montreal steak spice at the best of times.
15 minutes that will take, won't it? Please tell
It
me yes,
it did
because
not
that's
take
all.
long. It definitely does. Well, that's
No,
that's the best part about slicing the chicken breast down the middle. You don't have to wait and wait and wait
it
and wait and
cooks
wait.
quicker.
I think
Yeah.
I think I put it in the oven for 25 minutes, and then 5 minutes before the timer went off, everything else was done, and I checked the chicken, and it looked like it was crispy the whole way through, and I served up. So that's how long it took, like
Mm.
prep, mostly prep and cook time, really.
It's malty.
It
The further
is.
down I got,
Mm.
the malt backbone is now coming to prominence. It's sweet. Maybe I dived in too
Ouch.
quickly. Maybe it hadn't had time. I don't know. But anyway, whatever it hadn't had time to do, it's had time to do it now. Um, there is flavour, but it was down the bottom.
Well, did you get
You drank it so quickly that maybe you didn't
easy did?
realise.
Did you get it all
Yeah.
in the one glass? Did you empty
Mhm.
the can?
Oh,
Well,
absolutely, very comfortably.
I'm
Um,
visiting
it's
Millstone in the next few days, so I'm definitely gonna pick more of this up. I'm gonna get more of this and try it again this summer, and I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna see what it's like even on tap because I think
yeah.
they have
It's
it on tap.
like I mean I still won't. I'll stop short of saying it's massively flavoursome, but there is a really pleasant malty sweetness to
Hmm.
it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to pick up on other things. A bit of caramel. Um, it's all very subtle, and this is massively sessionable. 5.5%. It's not going to knock your block off, but it still packs a punch.
Mm.
So ridiculously easy to drink. You know those I, I I would think I
Think it's
I would
Battleship.
almost put it into the to a creamy red, um a creamy red ale
Okay.
is what I'm getting out of it.
Yum.
Have you tried the Garrison Red,
Oh, the Irish Red.
which is very toppy? Is it Irish Red? I just
I
call it the
believe I
Garrison Red.
believe
I don't
so.
know.
Yes. Well, they've got the
Okay,
Garrison's also
that
got their honey brown, and but yeah.
no, it's definitely the red. It's definitely the red ale, and it's the one of the best red ales I've had. I'm never
Mm.
particularly excited by red ales, but that one does have a real caramelly, toffee, malty backbone to it, and I really enjoy it.
I,
This has got that kind of profile, but not as
hmm
pronounced,
I can
and
see.
which probably makes it that much more sessionable. I'm
I
I'm really enjoying it.
I could definitely see how Beer NB did characterize it as a red by either, I don't know, previous description or some other reason. But I
Mm.
can, yeah, I can see how that's entirely possible. Wait, what are we at here? Oh, I
It's
gotta get all these numbers.
really rather nice.
Yeah, that's about right. Today is August the 5th. Oh, look at us go. Right.
I know. Summer's moving right along, isn't it? It's a bit upsetting, really, because you think this is the last of the hot months, and sort of 6 weeks from now, really, it's
Yeah.
mid-September. It'll be lovely because we know what September is a lovely month, but it's going to be cool evenings and
It's going to
all the
switch back
leaves
around.
will be doing their thing.
That
Yeah, it's not far
dreary
away now.
gray fall of late November is going to be here before we know it, and I'm not really looking
Before we know
forward
it,
to it.
but everything's still green. Everything is green. I bet your yard is lush. You've got leaves and grass everywhere.
It is because I have
Yeah.
continued to not mow it.
Oh, is it? Has it been no mow May, June, July, and August so far?
It's been a bit no mo July, that's for sure. I was
Been no
meaning
mow
to
July.
get to it. Brittany, my wife went out earlier today, and I said I was thinking, oh, that's right. I was thinking of mowing the lawn today, and she sent me a picture of herself just doused, and she said, no, don't go outside. Don't even try. I don't think I should mow during a heat wave. I am nearly a 50-year-old man on a manual mower, and I don't think that's what I should be doing.
No, you should be sitting back and drinking rum and cokes,
Yeah,
and
see,
yeah,
you
yeah,
get me. That's what's going on.
I get it, I get it.
What would
Have you?
you?
Is there any point in even leaving a finger of this? I don't think you have. You've got not even a trace left in your cup of you.
I have not. No, I have
No,
not left a
I
trace.
don't think. I don't think I need to. What's the point? Because I'm not comparing against anything. This is not like for
Yeah,
like.
yeah. So
But
that's why I polished mine off pretty quickly. But
it's go on, go on.
I'm definitely happy to give that high eights, if not low nines.
I was slightly disappointed upon my first couple of gulps.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It
but the further along I
it
went,
arrived.
the more pleasant this got, and by the end of it, I'm really quite enjoying it, mate.
Hmm.
Um, I could quite happily have a six pack of these right now if I didn't have enough. If I didn't have work
Mm.
tomorrow morning, and there are two other beers sat right next to it. It's very, very smooth, really easy to drink. The flavor is subtly malty, sweet, caramelly. It is like a red to me, like a malty, a red. The Garrison one springs to mind. I think this is really nice. But it's a bock, so I can't really. I'm
It
not
like
doing that thing that you're going to do when you were like, "Oh, I'll compare this with another bock," because I don't know what a bock. I've probably had bocks when I was living in Germany, but I can't really remember the tastes or their profile, the sort of
mm,
what denotes a bock. This is just a really nice beer. 7.8.
it's not where I thought you were going. I never know where you're going when you start describing what you like and what you don't like.
It's not quite an 8. It's a really easy to drink sessionable beer, but I'm not doing cartwheels around the yard drinking it. But quite happily have another. Cheers.
Okay.
If they still do it, if they did it up at sea level, if they did it on tap, I'd
I think
definitely have a
so.
pint of it.
I
And
think if you go
yeah,
in there, yeah.
yeah, I'd like that. I would definitely have a pint of that.
That's fair.
Excuse me.
I think I'm sticking with a low nine, a 991 for one of the better, one of the smoother, tastier Bocks I think we've had. Because I feel like I've been slightly disappointed by Bocks previously.
Have you? I can't remember any of the box, mate, which is
I,
why I went with. I've got nothing to compare it with,
yeah,
really.
I
I don't recall.
know.
Yeah.
I'm now tremendously scared. I've been setting up this layer of paper towel around here just in case this next one is just as. Oh, it seems pretty pressurized. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
Have I
Yeah.
got like a little. Oh dear, there's a bit more give to. Oh, there's no give to this.
Oh dear. Now, in the past, of course, I kept saying how excited I was. I noticed that, like, I was like, I'm really excited about how this evening's going to go because when we've had stouts, and I'm like, oh, I'm really excited about having these nice, milky, creamy, chocolatey stouts,
Mm.
and then eventually, obviously, the porters, I was saying the same thing. Oh, let's try these chocolatey porters, and now, of course, every time we crack open some IPAs or WIPAs, I'm just like, oh, I'm really
Ooh, here
excited
comes
about
some,
this
yeah.
evening. Well, I was really excited about this evening because I don't. Well, I have no idea about what to expect of any of these drinks. I have no idea what an amber lager is. No idea. A pineapple, whatever it is, pineapple express. I don't even know what it is. And the Bock thing, like I said, I don't recall having a Bock anytime in the recent past. Therefore, I was really excited about this as well, which tells you a couple of things really. I get excited really easy over beers every week, and and what's the other thing? I'm just really excitable, Ross. I guess that's what I'm learning. Beers beers excite me, and good beers excite me. And this one's going to be exciting because we don't know what's coming up with the next one either. If it's going to explode all over the place
Oh yeah,
or
there may
go
be a bit
crazy.
of an explosion. I will tell you.
Okay.
Would you be interested in hearing that we have tried a previous version of this?
Would I be interested in hearing that?
4.5 years ago, March of
Oh,
2022, we had the Pineapple Wheat King from Heritage Brewing. I gave it a 7. You gave it an 8. I have
so
little to no memory of
so
this, but I did
so
remember
what
that we
is
have
it?
had this before.
Yeah, a different can, did it?
It did. It was a different can. So I do like this one. So out of Heritage Brewing down in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, we got the Wheat King Pineapple. There she be, coming in also at 5.5%. And this one, luckily, has something on the side. It says, "This simple wheat beer is perfect for a sunny day on the patio or any other time." There you go. We made this beer with generous additions of Canadian wheat and added a tropical punch with mosaic hops. To finish it off, we added plenty of pineapple for ample fruity flavor and juicy sweetness. I like the concept, and I'm excited about this one, that's for sure.
Did you when we looked at it last time, 4.5 years ago, did
Yeah.
you proceed to reference um is that is there a song called Wheat Kings or something by
Yes.
yes. Did you proceed to reference that in I bet you would have done. I bet you
Maybe.
would have done.
Potentially. We
I
may
think
have. It's
I
one of
could
those songs
I
that
could see you doing that.
speaking as from a performance perspective, it's an easy song to play, but there's just a lot of lyrics to it, so I don't usually play it all that off. I know half of the first verse, and there's about
Right.
12 verses, and everyone knows the chorus. No one
Yeah.
knows all the verses to it. What I learned was it because I recently, well, in the last 2 years, so since the last time we had this. Oh man, oh that's we're gonna have to start saying this. Since the last time I had this beer, I've gotten married, birthed a child. It's just,
You
wow.
didn't birth the child.
I did. I was there. I was in the room. when it happened. But I watched a documentary. Was the other thing that happened. That was the third. The three things have happened to me since we've had this beer last. That was it. Got married, was in the room when my wife had a baby, and I watched a single documentary. And it was about the Tragically Hip, the band. And
Huh.
the part about this song, Wheat King. Now let me see if I can. No, I'm wrong. I am wrong. I was about to mention that this song was written because it was all about a friend dying, because the name of the song was like a euphemism for the afterlife, for death in certain parts of the country. But that's Fiddler's Green. Different song entirely.
Oh,
Not
oh,
Wheat
okay.
Kings. So how about, let me just look up Wheat Kings Tragically Hip, and it's the 10th track, never released as a single composition, composed by, opens with a loon. So this is one of the ones with a loon call in it. I was listening to a thing on CBC about how often a loon sound occurs in music, because for some reason during certain early 2000s collections of soundscapes and just nature noises, the loon one.
Dan Gibson. I have a loon one by Dan
There
Gibson.
you go.
A
Yeah.
solitudes. Yes, and there's a lone loon out on the lake, 6 o'clock in the morning, mist rising off
Yep.
of it, and there it is doing loony sounds. It's very. I got one of those. Yeah. There was they became all the rage. Those stores, did they not? Probably would have been the 90s when I bought it, where practically every other store was a new age hippie store, and you can go in there and buy stones and dream catchers and obviously surf
Yeah.
CDs and things. They were all over the place.
Yeah. Hair
They're still
dye
there.
and
Oh, they're still there
incense
now. I mean, they
burners.
still
There's a
are there.
few of them. There's a few of them
Yeah.
still around. I'm impressed.
Oh, incense burners, joss sticks, absolutely. Cushions, really weird, colourful cushions, tie dye stuff. I like going into them because they smell nice for a start. You walk in there and all this kind of funky smell in lots of lavender and Indian and Middle Eastern scents coming out of it. It's great. But yeah, I think I was really into them in the 90s, and I think I bought quite a few of those CDs that you're referring to back then. The Dan Gibson range.
So, the Wheat Kings, unlike Fiddler's Green, what this song is about is the wrongful conviction of David Milgaard. Now you could dive deep into this. I am not suddenly an expert. I only looked it up. This is just a small amount that I've learned. The specific lyrics cited, they are a clear example of the band's criticisms of Canada, pointing out David Milgaard's mistreatment by the Canadian justice system. Now you can sort of expect, he was a Canadian man who was wrongfully convicted back in the late 60s, early 70s, rape and murder of a nursing student, imprisoned for
Oh.
23 years. He was exonerated later
Ooh.
in, let's see, declined to hear his exoneration. There we go. 1991. Formal application for an appeal was completed in 1988, but was not considered until 1991, releasing him from prison in 1992. There was an inquiry long after the thing, but apparently this is about a guy named David Milgaard, who was wrongfully committed of murder.
Oh dear, 23 years. That's quite a long time.
That's a long time to sit innocent in jail. I am just dragging this out because I'm so petrified of opening this can. I feel like it's going to be another explosion.
Mine's good.
Yours is good. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. A little bit of foam, a little bit of volcanic eruption, but it did okay, and until I tried to pour it in the can, and then I got a glass of foam. Glass of foam is better than a lap full of beer. I'm just saying. That is,
That's right.
let's put that on our first official shirt. A glass of foam is better than a lap full of beer any day of the week.
Ross, can you find any date on your can? Because sometimes they do, don't they?
Sometimes they do. Oh, I do see one.
Do you?
Does yours say May 20th? 2025?
No, if it does, that'd be great because it's only a year and a bit old. A year and a bit. I'm just thinking, get a sniff of it. I'm not sure whether
Ooh.
it. I'm not getting wheaty pineapple off of
Well,
it.
I'm not either, but I wasn't holding it upside down. At a wheat beer, there should be plenty of sea monkeys in it. So this might be one where the first few tastes don't make any sense until we can get
Oh, I mean, it's
all of
completely
it. Oh,
cloudy.
it's yeah. Oh, good. A nice cloudy jaune is what we're expecting. May of
Yeah.
25. Oh, that was kind of a while ago, wasn't it?
Am I smelling?
Well, I'm
Am I
glad we're finally
smelling
getting to them
pineapples?
one way or t'other.
Yeah, I'm really glad too. That was the other thing I was excited about. Yes, getting to them because I was wondering if we left these
Yeah.
any longer, they would turn to dust. And
Yeah.
we've obviously we've done this before and made the mistake of leaving things in there too long, and had our hands, the backs of our hands, wrapped as a as a result. Well, you did. I
I,
just laughed when I heard it.
well, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I guess I considered a slight hand wrapping, but at the same time, I, I feel like I've evolved and grown since that particular feedback, and I'd say to myself, you know what? I don't care because
you've evolved and grown and grown.
yes,
Well,
I
I
I've
feel
watched
I
a
feel left
documentary
out.
about the tragically hip since that happened. Lots of
Exactly.
things have happened to me.
Three things have happened. Three
Three.
things have happened
Actually,
apparently.
that was more
You
recent
thought
than
you
the.
thought you'd given birth a minute ago. There was obviously some of the details had got a bit misty, but there we are.
I blame the rum
Um,
and cokes for that.
yeah, this is. I'm not again. Oh, there it is.
Are you,
Oh, it
are you
is
getting
there.
a little smell, a little juice? I can't.
Just a tiny little whiff of
I
pineapple.
can't wait to get that in here because, especially if it's on the can, if it's in there. Do you know what I'm getting? I am getting, and it's a weird thing to say because my sense of smell is very much intertwined with my memory. So when I smell something, I don't exactly smell something. I smell a specific place. And in fact, oh no, wait, I'm in the wrong spot. What this smells like is when you walk into uh, Horton Ridge Malt House, and when you open the door into Horton Ridge, that's exactly what it smells like.
I see.
So, I mean, that could be a good thing. It smells like floor malts just hanging out, barley
Yeah,
doing its thing.
I've not been into Horton Ridge yet. Driven past it so many times, not been
You've
inside.
not been
It's
in.
only down the road.
Oh, you should
No,
because then we can
I
talk
know I
about
should.
how the fact that it's and not to. I believe I've told them this, but I've to crap on the love the brewery, love the beers, love the everything. I love the ambience. I hate the fact that they hold outdoor concerts and it's fantastic
Yeah,
and it's really great
yeah.
community builder. They do so much. Their parking lot is crap and their indoor facilities for live functions are abysmal because
Oh,
it's very similar to Schoolhouse where it's a hallway.
yeah.
It's an L-shaped venue and you're
Yeah.
like, guys, this isn't how you do. I mean, Millstone even, I'll give them a hard time. It's not built for live events. It's when
No,
brewers and restaurateurs and they try to make they say, oh, come on in and drink, and
shared
then the
spaces.
after effects, the after fact is all kind of, oh right, we should probably have some. Well, why don't we just put a little, we'll put some stilts up over there, and then people can just, yeah, the band could be in the corner. How much space does a band need? 5 square feet, 7 square feet max. I think 5 feet span, 7 square feet. Yeah, that sounds about right. They'll all fit. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone is a
I
professional.
hear you. I hear you.
And it's
I
it's a
hear you.
dumb thing to get mad at them for, but it is what I will always get mad at all of the venues for, is doing such a crap job at offering up live music. And you're a brewery. It shouldn't be a skill set that you really need to flex. But in today's age, you kind of do need to flex it. I'm just saying.
I've just taken a swig of it
Oh,
right
good.
at the end of when you were talking there,
Okay.
because it was calling to me.
It
And oh, is yours funny?
it still smells weird. So here goes a big
Okay,
mouthful, and you tell me what you're drinking. Cheers.
okay, okay, okay. I have pineapple. It's a kind of funky pineapple, but it's pineapple nevertheless. There is definitely some pineapple. Has the beer slightly turned?
Suffered. Yes. So
Well,
do you see a UPC, a barcode on yours there around the corner?
yep.
Do you tilt the barcode and see at the beginning it says 2025 in very small letters on top of the barcode? You'll need your grandfather's reading glasses for this bit, I think.
I do. Yeah, it is May 2025. Yes.
Okay.
So that's already. That's doesn't. It's not that.
It's
Is it March? Is it May or March? No, it's definitely
May.
May.
It's
20th of
May
May.
of
Yep.
2020. It's a year and a bit, almost a year and a
That is not
half.
a year and 3 months. Um, Not even. Um,
I
15 months, is that too much for a beer these days
we
for a craft brew?
we have had some after that amount of time and they taste amazing. However, I'm not saying that I expect it to be perfect after 15 months.
Yeah.
So, again, this one, the Wheat King, if I'm not mistaken, this is still in the NSLC. So I will say
Right.
how do you spell NSLC? I will go to the NSLC. I will prove to
I
them
think
that I was
I think
born.
this has slightly gone over. Just the beginnings of. We've had them before them. We're like, oh my God, yeah, that's totally off. This is nowhere near that. It's retained its flavor, but there is something a bit funky going on, and I think it's probably just starting to go by its best.
I think
And
you're right.
I'm totally still drinking this. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
pouring this away. I'm pouring this down my throat, mate, because it's sat there waiting.
as am I.
Look at how colourful the can. I mean, it's not as if it's been sat there quietly in the corner, like very nondescript. It's been blazing a trail in my beer cabinet, saying, "Don't you forget
Forget
about."
about me.
Never mind, tragically here. Yeah, and we haven't touched it because, like you said, there's nothing really to compare it with,
And that's
and
been the
therefore,
problem. And yeah,
yep.
it's why things sit in there too long, and it does happen. But I think
Yeah.
the best thing we can do is admit that failure of waiting too long, but
Yeah.
also giving it a chance. And I have to give it quite a lot of credit because 15 months, well done for a craft
Well
beer
done.
to still be. And this is not undrinkable. We've poured one, two, and only because the can itself has ruptured because of our storage, and that happened to me, and that was
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
the
that's fine.
the comment anyway. But that was that was on us, and I accept that. So and that's what hit me about that particular feedback was. One, I couldn't take it entirely seriously because they hadn't actually contextualized the context, and we had. Where if I give you an hour's podcast of context of why this has happened and numerous apologies throughout the so again, Heritage. If any of you are watching this or listening to this, and you only heard one bit where or someone sent you a tiny clip of us going, "Ooh, that's gone off." Listen to the whole thing because the whole thing is telling you the reason it's gone off is because we aren't very good. We're not professionals. No one's paying us to do this. The only reason that not the only reason, the main no, the minor bronze finish reason why we're doing this is because no one else is. And I think it
And
should
you,
happen.
you said you like talking and you like drinking beer. Those two good things. So that's why you started doing it.
Yeah. And then
And
I
and
found
we've
out that there was another one. There was 902 Brewing. And I
yep,
went, oh,
yep.
I'd love to talk to these guys. And then a half hour later, they stopped. They said, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. And I went, oh. Well, I guess I am now, and we are now the only Nova Scotia craft beer podcast that I know of. If you don't include Afternoon Pint is a little different. I feel they
Oh,
drink a beer while
they are.
talking to a really interesting Nova Scotian, and I love the
Yeah.
concept and I love what they're doing. But it's not
I get to
quite.
do that every week.
Yeah, but you talk to the same one. They talk to different ones. There's a diversity. Diversity is the spice of life, and the spice of life is what the afternoon pint is about. Here
And
we are.
then, and while you're drinking that with your right hand, take your left hand and use it to scroll. How many beers have you looked at now then? Because there is probably numbers down the left side of your Excel spreadsheet.
There is.
Um, yeah, and we've done a few of them a couple of times, but let's take 10 off then, the grand number, because we've
Okay.
probably done a few of them. Yeah, go
Then
ahead.
we are at about 590.
Wow. And each time, of course, every few months, when the beer starts to deplete in the stock, we think we might be getting to the end of this now. I know we've been through this a number of times where we've brought the same point up. And now, of course, we can't drink them fast enough and they go off.
Yeah.
So it's so difficult. And every time you go into the liquor store and you see 10 more
Well,
IPAs that we haven't tried yet.
these guys have
I know.
something new. That's a
I
new
know.
brewery that we haven't heard
Yeah.
of before.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This,
Yeah. Yeah.
here we go. And I get excited. There's stuff to talk about. The Atlantic, what was it? The Atlantic Canada Beer Blog. They gave up. They couldn't. It was a lot of work. Here's the thing. I think 902 the podcast 902 beer. God, what was it called? I can't remember. And the Atlantic Canada beer blog. I think they had to give up because it was infringing on their ability to live life. Whereas we
Oh,
effectively go to the store and then once a week show up for an hour to blab at each other. So the amount of
yeah.
research and work we put into this is
Minimal to nothing.
I was gonna politely say less than
Yes.
those other guys, but it's definitely
You
minimal.
put it,
We've got other stuff
you're the
going
one that
on.
puts the work in. You do spreadsheets and you sit there and nerd out on them and go, "Oh, look at that. Remember?" And look at all the lovely colors. And you drive around Nova Scotia
I
on
used
your
to.
days out,
I don't
picking.
so much
Well,
anymore.
you have done. You've been to dozens of them and picked up lots of them. And me, I sit here in my humble abode, and you throw beer at me, and we meet occasionally in the parking lot in Kentville, and swap them. And that's the only effort I put in. The biggest effort I put in is hauling my fat ass to the seat once a week and dragging 3 of them out of the fridge
But
and drinking them.
here's where you're appreciated as a friend and also as a contributor to this whole thing is because like me and I've realized this since one of the first times that we hung out when we were just kind of getting to know each other, saying, "Oh, let's go and have a drink." It's I wouldn't even call it the gift of gab. I don't think we have the gift of gab. We just have an interest in describing what's happening to us at any given moment. And and what I've learned recently, the ability to describe what's happening to us at any given moment. My friends were going on about this whole thing of apparently chat GPT is being called out for people just putting in, oh, I need to describe this one thing. Quick, I'll throw it into chat GPT and put it all out there. And
Yeah,
throwing something into AI and asking for a
I
description
do.
is I don't it's none of my resorts, not even my last resort. It's definitely not my first resort because I have so many words to describe things. Why would I ever need a box in the corner with ones and zeros to come up with a way to
But it can
describe
get
something?
very, very challenging to describe. Having sat there as we have with the Kuva Labs and taken those. That was a real eye opener for me. It gave me the ability to look to to open up this thesaurus and read it for myself. That's what it did. It gave you an ability to sort of look at different perspectives, the way you look at beers differently. Because prior to the Cuba Labs thing, I'd have cracked a beer and said, there are two criteria of this: do I like it or do I not like it? That's basically it. I can't really describe beers very well. I couldn't describe beers very well before, and I can describe them a little bit better now. There's a guy, but I don't pretend for 1 second to be some beer aficionado. Please remind me once again, because I always forget. What is the beer sommelier called? There's two names, and I always forget them. And you've had rum and cokes and two beers. Can you remember what they're
The
called?
Prud'homme, I think.
Prudhomme. Thank you. That'll do. There is a guy on the Maritime Craft Beer group page on Facebook that describes every single beer
Does he?
very, very intelligently. And one could argue that it's massively pretentious because that's what people that think
What?
Prud'hommes and and wine connoisseurs are massively pretentious. However, they have the ability to pick up on things that I really struggle to. And then when they put that when they put it down on a sheet of paper, as it will, online, and I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I do get that. I get that. I get that. And maybe it's that uh, when someone um, suggests something, the power of suggestion. Maybe it is that. But if I'm struggling to pick up on something that I can't put into words, I find that other people are really good at that, and I can then use their experiences and their judgments and not necessarily plagiarize it, but I can then use that myself if I'm trying to describe, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to describe it. Does that make sense?
Yes, because that
Good.
happened to me in the early days, and I would invite, and I have to call him out, Ananda as one of our
Mm.
occasional guest hosts, and the
Yeah.
way he would describe, I mean, he's a musician and a lyricist, so
Yeah.
he's got a poet's heart, and I feel like in order to have really excellent descriptions and ways of telling a story as you're talking through your taste sensations, he does an excellent job of doing that, and he's brought some
How?
words to me that I use every now and then. Since then, I try to be as poetic as Ananda.
Yeah. He's really clever at that because how many IPAs have we now tried in the last 2 or 3 years?
Oh, at
50?
least two.
At least double that. I'm going to say 50 or 60 in the last couple of years. Because they are obviously so prominent now. But how on earth would you differentiate between one and another one, which are very similar, without using exactly the same words to describe them to varying degrees, unless you were eloquent and had a decent grasp of the English language, were imaginative and could put into words what you are describing, rather than me 5 years ago saying, yeah, I like that, or I don't like that.
You were, but I'm gonna send you. You need to go back and look at some of the early ones that even I edited down. But you are very good with your words of letting anyone know what's happening. Where you say, "Ooh, I taste this and I taste that, and this one seems a little bit more like what I've had in the past than what it currently." You have
Hmm.
described things very well. I think I
Have I?
found the guy
I'm
that you were
surprised.
talking about. Is this Von Burt?
Yes, it is Vaughan Burt. I recognise the name.
Because
Yeah, he's very good at
I
that.
had to scroll past everyone saying it's all right, and, and someone said that one's mid, and then you get down, and all of a
he
sudden I found,
always he
hey,
always starts off by the smell of it, and then he says it pours with a two or a one or two finger creamy head, blah blah blah, and then he gets into on the first sip,
up,
it's this.
yep, The
And
sip is
yeah,
crisp, clean, and refreshing with a fairly light body. The flavor is lime forward, light at first and increasing as the sip progresses. I'm not getting
yeah,
much of the salt until the back end, where it seems a little heavy handed and forces the lime into a supporting role. Overall, this isn't bad, but the potential to be even better with an adjustment to the back end balance. 3.5 stars. This guy needs to hang out with us. He's even got a picture. Oh
no,
no, I was gonna say he's got a
no, he
picture of
doesn't. I,
himself by a microphone, and it's not. It's a glass of wine. So
I would hate that because I'd feel completely intimidated if I'm hanging out with him drinking beer, because he's going to be like finding things in the beer I mean, look, I can read it and go, oh, that's really good way of putting it, and then that does help me. But no, I'd feel intimidated. It'd be like me with you. If I go to your kitchen and I try to make that chicken bake that you made earlier on,
it's
I
easy.
just don't.
Cooking
I'd
like
feel
me is so easy. I'll teach it. So you just chuck stuff into a
all
pan
right
that's
then.
mildly complimentary. This
Well, I'll take
it,
it to the next slightly higher level and say, but then the Gordon Ramsay. Then I'll take it to a next level from you and say I'd feel slightly intimidated cooking with Gordon Ramsay, because he would be the Vaughan Burt of cooking, whereas you are the beer describer level as me. And I don't know what kind of English I was talking there. As it was coming out of my mouth, I wasn't even understanding it. Carry on, mate. You look like you're about to say something.
I kind of, and I think what I'm trying to get at is I've finally decided what this, and again, on us, but I think I've decided how this one has aged poorly. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting are you getting a almost metallic taste?
Metallic.
Yes. Have you ever rescued or squished an earwig? Sorry to bring up, this is all very
I haven't
delectable.
rescued any. I've squished thousands.
Okay, so when you do that, do you ever notice that your hand afterwards smells like you just basically removed all the nuts off of a car tire by hand?
You think I'm going to squish them with my hands? That's
I
yucky.
I rescue them with my hands. I chuck them all over the place, and then but it always smells
Um,
like it's the exact same smell. My daughter, we got my daughter a radio flyer tricycle when she was 2 years old, and after I'd put it together, my hands smelled like off-gassing brand new metal. And ever since then, that's the smell that I get from earwigs off of their skin when you chuck them out the door without them pincing you. And that radio flyer earwig metal off-gassing metal is what I'm getting out of this.
is that good or bad?
Well, it's familiar. It's bad, but it's bad on us. It's not bad on the beer. It's bad on us. But what I'm getting
Okay.
is where it's not gone tomato soupy. Tomato soupy is because the boil went wrong. Metal seems to be potentially because of either water quality, or the water might have been the water table may have been higher in calcium or other
Is that
metals to begin
you're
with.
reading this? Right. Okay. So you're reading something that may explain why the smell you're getting is what you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never squished an earwig with my hands. I do it with the soles of my feet, or with the shoes on because I couldn't put it onto my skin, or bits of paper or things like that, mate. Because I'm not as brave as you, clearly. Earwigs are still slightly. I'm still slightly scared of them,
They
even from my children, from my
they are
formative days.
I'm on board. They are
You know.
eldritch horror
Oh,
creatures. They are
what the hell was
just
that?
the worst things possible. But I've
Not
got
great.
I've gotten used to how harmless they are. So if I see
Yeah.
one and they're usually crawling
Yeah.
across the thing, I will pick one up and I will pinch
Right.
it
Will
like
you? How
this.
do you pick it up?
Well, you just kind of squeeze
How
it
do
in
you
the
pick it up?
middle, and I can squeeze
No.
it with, and because I don't want earwig guts all over me, and I'm just trying to like just
No.
get outside where you belong, and it's probably why there's so many of them outside. But I pick one up,
Okay.
and sometimes I will pick it up and I will look at it, and he's tucked his little thorax, and he's whipped his, he's got his two big pincers at the back end, and
Yeah.
he's curled them around, and he's like going pinch 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 pinch, and he's trying to pinch at the finger, and you're just watching him, and he's like, rah, take this, you iron-skinned giant. I'll take you down. I'll bite your legs off like the Black Knight from Monty Python.
I know what you mean. What? But have you been? Do they actually bite you? Not bite.
No.
Do they actually prick you with their little things then on their
No,
tails?
they
No,
try, and I'm
they
not
try.
sure is it guitar calluses or what, but they try, and they're all like pinch, 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 and they're trying to pinch at my skin, and they don't break the skin, they try, but
Oh, okay.
they're tiny little weak,
I know.
useless
I know.
insects, and they're just, but yeah,
I mean, it's a hangover, I think, from those horror stories that complete urban legends and myths that when you heard as a kid, whereby an earwig would crawl into your ear. That's why they're called earwigs. Apparently, when you're 9, that's the reason why they're called earwigs. Not at all. They, I mean, they would crawl in there and they would like rip out parts of your brain with the pincers in their teeth. That's basically what I'm still scared about.
They look exactly like every Star Trek episode of putting a worm or a brain controlling ear in either your mouth or your ear and just injecting things. So the Wrath of Khan, they did that to Chekhov and the other captain guy. And then later on in the Next Generation, one of the early seasons when they had the insects and they crawled into the mouth and they were all eating worms and crazy stuff like that. It looks exactly like a sci-fi creature. Yeah, not to get you completely afraid of earwigs at the moment, but yes, fully agree. But for some reason, I'm almost barehanding wasps at this point. Wasps are the only thing that I will still know. I need like a little sliver of the newspaper, the flyers, and I will smack that. I'll kill you with the flyers, but not quite. I'm almost barehanding wasps just to impress tourists.
You are a brave person.
I'm nearly there. We'll see.
I can't mark it. I did drink it all. I don't want to mark it.
I don't think we should. Do you know what? Here's how I will mark it, and I think I will mark it the same way that I've marked everything that I feel has gone off a little more. I look forward to trying this in the future. I would try another one because it intrigues me enough. There's a weird thing going on, but I love the color, and it's still smooth. It's still smooth.
Yeah. I could still smell when I opened it up. Though I thought, oh, I can just smell some pineapple, but I can smell something else.
I was getting
that wasn't
pineapple.
particularly fun. Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3. I was going to say something while we were cracking that, but alcohol and memory.
Do you have it?
They don't.
It might come back. North Brewing down in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia has the had the North Toberfest Amber Lager 6.0 for an amber lager, strong beer. What interesting. Oh, it does say, okay, so I thought it does have 3 stars at the top, and the way I was holding it to see that the reflection there, it looked like it was just saying 1 out of 3 stars is lit up. But that was just the reflection of my light. So I feel like that was that was very self-deprecating of them to say such a thing. Again, for North Brewing, they say malty, amber, and you got to help me out on this one. What do we have for this word? Gemütlichkeit, Gemütlichkeit. What's that say?
Hang on. I've already, mate. Just a second, because I made the schoolboy error of actually cracking the top of it. So if I tipped it over now, I would cover myself in
don't do that.
Toberfest Amber Lager. So I've got to pour some of it into
North Toberfest.
Right. Is this an Oktoberfest beer?
Well, I do have a description to read, and it says it's from 39 weeks ago.
All right.
So I think that's around Oktoberfest of 2025.
Yeah, I did wonder because we did have 2 or 3 other, or do have 2 or 3 other
now and then
Oktoberfest beers. Yeah, thank you very much. Gemütlichkeit.
Is that a hard T? Gemütlichkeit?
Yes, it is. Gemütlichkeit. That's the umlaut over the U.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know what that is. It might be delicious. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Gemütlichkeit. I don't know what that is. You should look that up. Why don't you use that little what's it called, the World Wide Web,
I'm
and find out what that is?
I'm trying. Do you want to know what the translation is for
Yeah,
Gemütlichkeit?
yeah.
It's Gemütlichkeit.
Well, that's what it says.
Ah,
Gemütlichkeit.
coziness.
Coziness.
Mm.
Wow, interesting. So it's a cold weather beer. It's
Well,
although October. I mean, if this is an Oktoberfest beer, of course, as we know well and true,
mm,
Oktoberfest beers are in September, not October.
I learned
That's
that
just
last year because I wondered
yeah.
why my
And in
friend.
September, it's still pretty nice, is it not?
Yep.
Cooler evenings, as we said earlier, but warm, summery days. And that's the same in Germany, by the way. It's lovely in Germany in September. It really is. Look at the color of this
Oh,
baby.
yep.
Are you kidding? Look at the color of
Lovely.
it.
Happy to finish on this one. Now, it doesn't say anything on the
Wow.
can, but the Instagram post from 39 weeks ago does say North Toberfest Amber Lager, a smooth, malty beauty with a clean finish that perfectly captures fall in a glass. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Rich caramel notes, a touch of toast, and that crisp lager bite keep it balanced and endlessly drinkable. Definitely one to enjoy as the leaves turn.
And it's 6 degrees. I was going to say it's 6%.
It's many degrees of
Um,
separation.
I've
Uh,
I've got a feeling we may, even though we said let's get these ones out of the way, maybe we should have hung we should have left
it,
this until September. One more month. But anyway, doesn't matter.
they'll have
Doesn't
more.
matter.
They'll put it out again. We'll find out what everyone's
I
putting
hope
out.
so. That would be
Regardless,
really disappointing if they didn't.
Oh, 6.0. Okay, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you
Thank you.
have yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can see that. A lager. That's a multi lager. Give me a moment. It's very creamy, by the way.
Very creamy.
Mm.
Touch of toast. I am getting like a little, like a toasted barley ish. Less of the sweetness. They're saying rich caramel notes, and I'm not getting as much of a sweetness as I often am with a malt forward or a touch of toast.
Is that because it's a lager rather than
Maybe.
a red or a stout or
I
something?
that that
It's
that
it's still it is it's still quite sweet.
but
Uh,
that
uh,
golden the Toller Gold aftertaste is in there. That very
right.
corn kind of tasting. But I know it's still just barley. But
Lagers are funny, Ross.
yeah.
Lagers. I guess it's because they are craft lagers as opposed to mass-produced generic
Oh heck yes.
lagers that the
Yep yep
big
yep
boys
yep.
do. Lagers to me were always a massive turn-off. I never understood why people drank I still don't understand why people drink the mass-produced pilsners. I just think they're just dull, and that's what I felt about lagers too. It's only since I started drinking these craft lagers that that I can really appreciate a good lager because I just wouldn't have bothered with them before. That's it. It's lovely. Uh, it's I can't believe it's a lager because it does have toastiness to it. It does have some flavour for a start. Um, can you get? I'm not getting fall or autumn. I mean,
I mean,
Oktoberfest beers.
it doesn't. It definitely
It's not
doesn't
doing that for me.
quintessentially wrap up
Mhm,
Oktoberfest to me. It is no
mhm.
longer October, so would this have tasted? Now that I've taken a gulp, no, now
It's
okay,
nice.
yeah, it tastes like how wet leaves mulching in the roadway smell. it is a bit. Uh, it's
Really
Octobery. Yeah, yeah. I can
interesting.
Oh, that earthy.
It's
Ah.
earthy. It's actually quite. It's warming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm yeah. It is warming. It's not. It's not. It's not a winter beer, but maybe it is. Yes, leaning into the fall. But I'm not getting. I guess it's because I'm so used to German Oktoberfest um, Bitburgers and Warsteiners that just arrive by the bucket from the barrel full. That and of course they're not craft. They are the big boys, and that's what I've been used to drinking in Oktoberfest. This is far more uh, reserved
Light
and
bodied, can we say? I'm not getting a medium to full body out of this, but as you say, amber
well,
lager.
for a lager, I am getting quite a medium body off of it because
Okay.
lagers don't to me
Or
don't
normally
usually do it for me. This does have a bit of a bite to it. Does have a bit of backbone.
I'm not enjoying this as much as the Bock Bock, despite the fact that the Bock Bock
Interesting.
tried to attack me in my own lap. It 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 eats you starting with your bottom. That is an extremely vague Buffy the Vampire Slayer
What
reference, and don't
good?
worry
What
about it.
was that this beer or the Bock Bock that you were just describing?
I it, the Bock Bock, because it basically
Good,
it attacked
because
me from the groin up.
well, the one thing you did note about the Bock Bock, there was no description on the can.
Does not.
Therefore, you've just written it.
But again, it is okay. So here was, and this is why, amongst you may be aware of Joss Whedon as a name of a producer and a writer director. He does shows.
Yeah, he's a director of movies and shows and things. I know the name. What
He
remind me? Oh, he did Buffy, didn't he? Didn't he
he
do Buffy?
most famous for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He
Yeah,
has
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
has
yeah.
does done stuff since, but in later season Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for a long time, the TV show, not the movie. So the original movie with Donald Sutherland and Christy Swanson, we're past that. So we're in the TV show. Sarah Michelle Gellar, um, Allison Hannigan. I'm trying to remember some other actors' name. Anthony Head. Anyway, the the concept that they lived in a place in California that was on top of something called the Hellmouth, which was where all the demons came from. So that was where the Vampire Slayer had to be, because that was the
Oh.
Hellmouth was where everything erupted from below. And the where the where all of the scripture, and they were usually looking these up in ancient things, and the mantras, the terrible predictions were always, from beneath you it devours. So for 3 to 4 seasons they were dealing
Mm.
with the apocalypse was coming, and they knew it was coming, and because from everywhere it was written for the last 1,000 years, from beneath you it devours. It was always from beneath you it devours. And then finally they turned the joke around, and it was so funny. Finally someone said, "Oh, I found kind of a different translation of it, of what the Hellmouth is.
It eats you ass from the inside out.
It eats you starting with your bottom."
Wow.
And that was a different translation of, because, and what I loved was, from beneath you it devours. Sounds so haunting and crazy, and just this that, hell is coming to get you. But then
Yes.
just translated just slightly different way, it eats you
Mhm.
starting with your bottom, and you're like, ew, ew, I don't like that. It's mildly uncomfortable, if anything. Get out of here. I
I like this.
I
Ross,
do.
I think I'm more enthused about it than you are. I can tell. And
The
I'm
server comes along. The server comes
yeah,
along and says, "Oh, will you have another?"
I am. I'm totally going to have another one. You're not.
I'm
Okay.
like, mm, "What else you got on?" If there's absolutely nothing else of interest on, yeah, I'll keep drinking it. But this makes me want to shop
It's
around.
it's got a slight it's like to me it's got a slight Scotch aleness about it without the strength and the
Okay.
and the slight booziness
That's not
and the booziness that
Greenhouse, North
I
Brewing.
sometimes uh the word has escaped me.
Mm.
uh associate, that was the word I was looking for, with the Scotch ale, but it does have this similar taste and flavor. Um, there's definitely some similarities to me to a very fine Scotch ale without the harshness.
Uh,
Does that make sense?
I well, I don't
And I really like it.
I don't find a Scotch ale is ever harsh. I find they're usually quite smooth, and
Oh,
I
I
like
find them.
the maltiness of a Scotch ale. This is, if anything else, I would say, if you're saying that this is a watered down Scotch ale, kinda.
Oh, okay. If you want to put it in, couch it in those terms, possibly.
Because vaguely similar taste profile, because it's like a slightly I'm just, I don't know what amber tastes like. I don't know what coziness
Yeah,
in German coziness tastes like. Malt is even kind of
I said that right at the beginning. I don't know what an amber lager is. I've got no
is
idea.
is it
Um,
just a beige Toller Gold? This is Toller beige. It's not quite brown.
I,
I'm
I
getting
like it.
I get 2/3 of it is lager flavor, good lager flavor,
It's so easy to drink. It's so
but the
it's
Bock was
gone. I've
easier.
finished it,
The Bock Bock was easier. Mm,
and that was too.
okay,
That's an 8.5, mate.
really.
I don't know what an amber lager is, but for a beer, I could happily have several more of those, as I could with the Bock.
Oh, I
Um,
love the
but
Bock.
I actually prefer this.
Well, this will be forgettable to me, but I am calculating my drive out to Sea Level to get more Bock, and I
Yeah,
have been for
that'll be
about
good.
an hour. That's my
That'll be
thing.
good.
The Bock really hit me, and I really want more of it. And the next time our good friend Tim Valili is down performing at the Heritage Brew House, we should either A, go,
Oh,
or
all right.
B, get him to
Yep.
bring us back some Wheat King pineapple. Because I
North Brewing. North Brewing. Um, for
rarely
me, I
miss.
don't know. Oh,
Rarely
absolutely.
miss.
They can do no wrong. That very, very rarely. Yeah, I think we've had one miss. That's another hit for me. Clearly I'm more enthused about it than you are.
True.
I don't even know what a
It's
amber lager
fine.
is. I don't care. It was a perfectly lovely beer,
It's
and
fine.
I could happily have several of those. I don't care what time of year it is, September
It's
or
fine.
May or January.
Didn't
I'm not bothered about it. It's a really lovely lager, apparently, and I really like it.
didn't didn't I
Um, I-
also
I'm
send
almost talking
you
myself up to a 9.
right? They've got a pub ale that we have to try later. That's
Okay,
the next one. You're bumping yourself up to a 9?
I'm. It sounds like I'm bumping myself up to a 9, doesn't it?
Fine.
I don't even know.
Then I'll move my 7.9 to an 8 point. I'll give them an 8.
Okie dokie.
But
You
it
don't need to do that on my behalf. I didn't move mine when you went 9.2 and I
I
went
know.
7.8.
But the buck is so good. The buck is so
Oh,
good.
it's wonderful.
More of that.
Ross, you've done very well on some brandy and coke, some three beers. Um, I salute you. I really do. That's some. You're a you're a big man.
That's probably the most accurate out of all of the statements.
I'm out of here. Good night.
Thank you to Sea Level, Millstone Harvest Brewhouse up in Sheffield Mills. Thanks to North Brewing. Thanks to Heritage Brewing Company out in Yarmouth for making the beers that we tried tonight. I want to extra special thanks to my co-host Ian for joining me for this. And we are here every Wednesday, 8 to usually 8. We're here every Wednesday. I'll let you know. And if you find us online, our YouTube page is youtube.com/@drinknsdry. That's where the live stuff happens. The excerpts happen, and then we toss up some shorts sometimes on the YouTube page. Instagram, TikTok, I believe, is we're Drink NS Dry in all of the places. We have a podcast in all the podcasty places as well. Hopefully, still. And again, the live shows every Wednesday night. And stay tuned because we sometimes post stuff on the old Facebook arenas. But